we recently found out that Marvel Studios did not allow the creators of She-Hulk to do anything with Spider-Man or any of those characters. But now we have a few more details in regards to just how hard they pushed to find out why they couldn't use Spider-Man or anybody at all. And we kind of get a tease of what they were planning, at least in terms of the universe. Trying to get Spider-Man into anything seems to be a giant hassle for Marvel Studios. Of course, they can work out agreements with Sony, which they have, but again, trying to get him into something like a Disney Plus series, clearly, it's an uphill battle. And obviously, they've worked out some details and contracts so they can do Spider-Man's TV series, the Disney Plus animated one, freshman year and sophomore year, but that's going to be a multiversal what-if take, and Tom Holland's not even in it. So the legality of that one is a little murky because, obviously, Marvel can do anything they want with Spider-Man. But when it comes to live action, things get even murkier and more complex. The one cameo appearance he has left somewhere, and then whatever the new contract is going to be obviously remains to be seen. And we recently found out multiple people from Marvel Studios working on She-Hulk were disappointed when they started to plan Spider-Man, but they weren't allowed to do anything with Spider-Man. So we got a little bit more clarification. And essentially what they tried was, okay, can we use Spider-Man? No. So then they figured, well, okay, there's other characters related to Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man. Can we use these characters for cameos and kind of play around with that idea now that Spider-Man is, well, out there, but Peter Parker isn't? They were told no. Avoid all of them. So just like Spider-Man, they weren't allowed to use anybody. And they teased that they had some ideas of how to bring some characters in to interact with She-Hulk, the friendly type and the enemy type, you know, the villains. But again, they were told no. Now, we don't know exactly what they could have been asking for, but it's pretty easy to assume, in my opinion, that they were looking for like Ned, or maybe even somebody like MJ. Maybe somebody like Flash. On the villain side, I don't know, Scorpion would have fit the bill, right? He's locked up somewhere, or was locked up, maybe he's out now. So there's a couple of these small-time villains that they could have worked in there. I mean, you could have worked in Uncle Aaron in there, like set up the Prowler, and I assume they would have because they said we're all giant Spider-Man comic book fans, and his Rogues Gallery and such would have fit into the show, just like it did in previous She-Hulk comics, but they were told no. So you get this idea that they were definitely pushing for anything from the Spider-Man universe, and they were legit just told no. We told you no Spider-Man, but don't even use a villain, don't mention them. We're just going to pretend that that part of the universe doesn't exist. Very, very disappointing, but again, legality with these things is a complete headache, so there you go. If you could have gotten any character from the Spider-Man films we've gotten so far, who would you have worked in there? To me, it would be Scorpion. I mean, come on. Imagine him kind of building up some of his backstory, his villainous stuff in She-Hulk, then the next time we see him in like Spider-Man 4 or 5, he's all Scorpion down, we got some of his breakout and everything, maybe the trial in She-Hulk. That would have been cool, but unfortunately, Sony logistics and contracts don't allow for that.